It all started in a quiet, forgotten corner of a high-tech laboratory. Consider this, a place filled with beakers, wires, and secrets. In one of these secrets sat a single, unassuming life form. It wasn't an animal or a plant. It was an amoeba-like organism, a simple blob of protoplasm, designed for one purpose: to clean up toxic spills. Scientists had engineered it to eat dangerous chemicals, but they made it a little too good at its job. It was kept inside a reinforced containment unit, a high-tech jar, waiting for its next mission. But this little creature was about to give itself a brand new, very big mission. One night, a small crack, almost invisible to the human eye, formed in its container. A tiny bit of the slime oozed out. It was no bigger than a drop of water. This single drop slithered across the cold, sterile floor, driven by a simple, powerful instinct: hunger. It moved slowly at first, a glistening speck in the dim emergency lighting of the lab. It wasn't looking for just any food. Its unique biology craved something with a lot of energy. It was drawn to a faint, strange hum coming from across the room, a hum that you and I can't hear, but to the slime, it was a dinner bell. The tiny blob found its prize. It was a thick, lead-lined barrel painted with a stark yellow and black symbol, the universal sign for radioactive material. Inside was cobalt-60, a substance so potent, so energetic, it can be incredibly dangerous. But to the slime, it wasn't danger, it was dinner. The little creature began to seep into the barrel's metal seams. It didn't break the metal, it. The tough steel melted away, like sugar in hot water. Its atoms rearranged and absorbed. The slime pulsed with newfound power as it touched the glowing blue core of the cobalt. The reaction was instantaneous and spectacular. The small drop of slime didn't just eat the radiation, it merged with it. It began to glow with an intense, neon green light, bathing the dark lab in an eerie, otherworldly luminescence. It grew, and grew, and grew. Within minutes, the single drop was the size of a puddle, then a rug, then a car. The barrel was gone, completely consumed. The creature, now a monstrous, radiant, and very hungry slime, had officially escaped. It had tasted ultimate power, and its simple brain knew one thing: it wanted more. So, how can something eat radioactive waste? It sounds impossible, right? Well, let's consider the science of it. Inside every one of your cells, you have something called mitochondria. They are like tiny power plants that turn the food you eat, like sugars, into energy your body can use. Our monster has something similar, but way more advanced. Let's call them radiochondria. These specialized parts of its cells are uniquely designed to handle things that would be incredibly harmful to us. They see a stream of gamma rays not as a danger, but as a delicious, high-energy meal. Think of it like this. You eat an apple, and your body breaks down the sugars for fuel. The slime monster eats a chunk of radioactive material, and its radiochondria capture the energy released by decaying atoms. This process is called chemosynthesis, but on a radioactive scale. It takes the chaotic, dangerous energy of an unstable isotope and converts it into a stable, usable chemical energy, much like a simple sugar. This is incredibly efficient. A single gram of uranium for this creature could be like eating 1,000 pizzas. It's the ultimate energy drink. This amazing cellular process is what allows the monster to grow so quickly. Every particle of radioactive waste it consumes is directly converted into more of itself. There's almost no waste product, except for a faint, sweet-smelling vapor and a lot of light. The monster's single cell can divide and multiply at an astonishing rate, fueled by the toxic buffet it finds. This is why it went from a single drop to the size of a car in mere minutes. It was simply converting the intense energy of the cobalt-60 directly into more slime cells. Its biology and physics working together in a terrifyingly perfect way. Now for a fun health fact. For the slime monster, a dose of polonium-210, one of the most toxic substances known to humans, is like a vitamin supplement. The alpha particles it emits are like a shot of espresso, giving the creature a temporary boost in speed and digestive power. While it would be instantly fatal for us, for the slime, it's a healthy choice that supports its radiant glow and vibrant cellular division. It's all about perspective, isn't it? One life form's deadly poison is another's balanced breakfast. Science is cool. Have you ever seen a city expand? It starts with a small town, then a few roads stretch out. Soon, suburbs pop up, then shopping malls, and before you know it, a vast, interconnected web of concrete and steel covers the landscape. This rapid expansion is called urban sprawl. The slime monster's growth was a lot like that, but happening in fast forward. It didn't just get bigger, it spread out, sending out tendrils and feelers, exploring its environment. Each tendril was a scout, looking for the next source of energy to fuel its incredible growth. Back in the lab, the monster had consumed everything with a hint of energy. The backup generators, the electrical wiring in the walls, even the emergency exit signs. It was a systematic process. The lab was now dark, silent, and coated in a thin, shimmering film. But the monster was still hungry. Its simple senses could detect a feast just beyond the lab's walls. It could feel the hum of power lines, the chemical signature of industrial waste, the faint radioactive traces left over from decades of human activity. The city was calling to it. The monster began to move. It didn't have legs, so it flowed like a river of glowing jelly. It squeezed through a ventilation shaft, dissolving the metal fan blades as it went. Once outside, it paused, pulsing under the moonlight. The cool night air carried a symphony of scents and energies. The monster was a living compass, and its needle was pointing directly toward the city's industrial heartland. It was drawn to the places we forgot about, the old factories and abandoned lots where the leftovers of our progress were buried. Like the first pioneers building a settlement, the monster started its journey. It left a shimmering trail behind it, a path of clean, sterilized earth where toxic soil once was. In a strange way, it was doing its original job, cleaning up. But its scale had changed. It was no longer a tool for humans to control. It was a force of nature, an ecosystem of one, driven by the same impulse that drives a city to grow, the need for more resources and more energy. And the biggest collection of resources was just over the horizon. The slime monster reached the outskirts of the city just before dawn. This wasn't the shiny downtown area with its glass towers and bright lights. This was the city's attic, the place where old and forgotten things are stored. It found a junkyard first, mountains of rusted cars, broken washing machines, and discarded electronics. To the monster, this was an appetizer. It flowed over the scrap heaps, and the metal simply vanished. Cars dissolved into a shimmering liquid, their steel and iron providing the creature with essential minerals for its ever-expanding body. Each car it ate made its glow a little brighter. Next it found what it was really looking for, an abandoned power plant. The place had been shut down for years, but the legacy of its power remained. Residual radiation lingered in the concrete walls and the soil around the dormant reactor core. The monster surged toward it, drawn by a force stronger than gravity. It enveloped the entire building, a glowing green tide crashing against the weathered brick and concrete. The structure didn't stand a chance. The slime's digestive enzymes went to work, breaking down the concrete and steel into a soupy, glowing mush. Inside the plant, the monster found the jackpot. Old fuel rods, improperly disposed of, were still sitting in cooling pools. This was the main course. The creature submerged the rods, and the effect was like throwing gasoline on a fire. A wave of intense energy pulsed through the monster's body. It doubled in size in seconds, its light so bright it could be seen from miles away. The sweet, cloying smell of its vapor filled the air, a strange perfume announcing its arrival. The entire power plant was gone in under an hour, leaving only a smooth, glassy crater that glowed faintly in the dark. This feast had a surprising side effect. Here's another health tip from the slime's perspective. Consuming depleted uranium is fantastic for its complexion. The alpha radiation helps exfoliate its outer membrane, giving it a healthy, vibrant sheen and preventing unsightly blemishes. For a growing monster looking to make a good first impression on a new city, looking your best is important. After its meal, the slime was bigger, brighter, and more confident than ever. It was ready to move from the suburbs to downtown. As the sun rose, the people of the city woke up to a very strange sight. A massive, pulsating, neon green blob was sliding down Main Street. It was no longer the size of a car or a house. It was now the size of a city block. And as it moved, it ate. But it didn't eat like an animal with teeth and jaws. It ate like a chemical reaction. Anything it touched, asphalt, concrete, lampposts, fire hydrants, seemed to just melt. The solid materials of the city were turning into a glowing, liquid version of themselves before being absorbed into the monster's mass. Imagine a skyscraper made of ice cream on a hot day. That's what it looked like when the slime began to climb its first tall building. A green tendril would touch the concrete base, and the concrete would lose its form. It would ripple, then liquefy, glowing with the same green energy as the monster. The slime would then drink this glowing liquid, pulling the nutrients and mass into itself. Steel support beams turned into drooping, radiant strands that looked like melted cheese before they, too, were consumed. The city wasn't being destroyed, it was being digested. The process created a bizarre and beautiful yet terrifying spectacle. The city was being repainted in shades of radioactive green, blue, and violet. As the slime consumed different materials, it would glow in different colors. Copper pipes created flashes of brilliant blue. Electrical transformers burst in showers of violet sparks. the air filled with a thick, colorful fog that shimmered like an aurora borealis. It smelled strangely sweet, like cotton candy and ozone, an alluring scent that hid a deadly secret. Breathing it in was fatal. This transformation was total. The monster wasn't just eating the city, it was converting it into more of itself. Every brick, every window, every piece of pavement was being broken down to its atomic components and reassembled as new slime cells. The urban landscape was becoming a biological one. The rigid lines and sharp angles of architecture were being replaced by the soft, flowing, organic curves of the monster's body. The city was becoming the slime, and the slime was becoming the city. It was an apocalypse, but a strangely vibrant and colorful one. The monster's appetite was endless. Having consumed the city's foundation, it began to reach for the sky. Its mass was now so immense that it resembled a moving mountain range made of glowing gelatin. It started to climb the tallest skyscrapers not with claws, but by simply flowing upwards, its colossal body adhering to the glass and steel. From the ground, it looked as if the sky itself was dripping green. The monster had become so large that it started to affect its environment in ways beyond simple consumption. It was generating its own gravity. This wasn't gravity like a planet or a star. It was a more localized, bizarre phenomenon. As the monster's mass grew exponentially, it began to exert a slight but noticeable pull on objects around it. Cars not yet consumed would slowly slide towards it. Loose debris would lift off the ground and drift into its body. People watching from a distance felt a strange, gentle tug, as if the world was slightly tilted in the monster's direction. It was a subtle, deeply unsettling distortion of the laws of physics. The monster was becoming a center of mass for the entire city. This strange gravity wrecked what was left of the city's infrastructure. Subway tunnels, weakened by the slime seeping through the ground, collapsed under the weird gravitational stress. Bridges, already half-eaten, groaned and twisted, their support cables snapping as they were pulled toward the creature's core. The city's famous skyline, once a symbol of human achievement, was now a drooping, melting ruin being drawn into a single glowing point. The monster wasn't just climbing the city, it was pulling the city into itself. Humanity, of course, tried to fight back. The military fired missiles, which simply vanished into the slime's body, their explosive energy a tasty snack. They tried dousing it with the world's strongest chemical cleaners and acids. This was a critical mistake. To the monster, these harsh chemicals were like spices. A flood of industrial-strength acid was like a dash of lemon juice on a fine meal, helping to break down the tough materials it was eating and adding a zesty flavor to its diet. Every attempt to stop it only made it stronger, bigger, and hungrier. In a matter of days, it was over. The city was gone. In its place stood a single, colossal organism that covered the entire area, glowing with the combined energy of everything it had consumed. It was a monument of slime, a mountain of life that pulsed with a soft, green light. The roads, the buildings, the people, everything had been absorbed and unified into this one being. The air across the planet was now filled with the sweet, deadly fog, and shimmering, colorful auroras danced in the sky day and night. The monster had eaten the world. Having consumed an entire planet's worth of civilization and resources, the creature finally stopped growing. It was now a sphere of life so vast it dwarfed the moon in the sky. It sat there for a time, a silent, glowing giant, covering what was once Earth. And then, it began to look outwards. Its simple consciousness, now expanded by the energy of 1 billion souls and 1 trillion tons of matter, sensed new sources of food. It sensed the radiation of the sun. It sensed the energy of distant stars and cosmic rays. Its hunger was no longer terrestrial, it had become cosmic. Slowly, majestically, the great slime monster began to lift off from the barren rock that was once its home. It left Earth behind and drifted into the blackness of space, a self-contained living world on a new journey. It was heading for the stars, looking for its next meal. This raises a philosophical question, doesn't it? Was this an end, or a beginning? Everything on Earth, every life form, every creation, every memory, was now part of this single, radiant being. Did Earth die, or was it reborn into a new, unified form of life, destined to travel the cosmos forever? From one perspective, it was the ultimate apocalypse. From another, it was the ultimate unification. All the division, all the conflict, all the struggle of life on Earth was over. Replaced by a singular purpose, to glow, to grow, and to seek more energy. The new being, a glistening pearl of green light, floated against the backdrop of the Milky Way, a silent testament to the insatiable hunger of life. Is it better to live as countless separate beings, or to become one part of a vast, immortal, and beautiful whole? Science doesn't have the answer to that, but as it floated away, the cosmic slime monster was, for the first time, content.